Now, Ashley Wade's defense attorney went on to tell the judge that if Wade had received the proper treatment she needed for her mental health, none of this may have happened. Take a look over here. I want to show you real quick just how many people in need these community members and police officers are helping. And now take a walk with me. I'm going to bring you in a little closer here to where all the action is going on. Yeah, well, Amy, Christie, certainly a lot of hurt here as the NYPD loses one of its own in what they're calling an unprovoked attack and assassination. Let me show you what people are dealing with here. Almost tripped over one of the branches. This. And the snow's certainly collecting enough on top of this garbage can to make a snowball and have a little bit of fun. For now, flipping souvlaki in Pelham Bay, I'm Anthony Carlo, News 12 The Bronx. If you want to be scared, well, just look at that and head that way to the haunted house. But there's so much more here to do, so many Halloween activities, and I'm going to introduce you here to the man, Michael Jackson himself. Just kidding. Well, look at this. This is unbelievable. Absolutely. So theatrical. I'm going to drop down and do some push-ups just for all you guys. A little treat here. Alexis, if you will, step out of the way. Oh, yeah. As you can see behind me, there are MTA crews continuing to work on removing falling beams from this elevated underpass that we are told a truck hit earlier today. Yeah, Jess, Amanda, well, one of the more interesting ways that Bombers fans are paying homage to the Yankees' success, handing out sheets of paper that look like this, with several celebrities on it, including Simon Cowell, Jimmy Fallon, and Adam Sandler, all with their thumbs pointing down. Yeah, Christy, Jess, we're right outside 230 Brook Avenue, where 69-year-old Mario Sanabria lived. He was shot and killed inside of that apartment early this morning. Prosecutors say Saipov requested to display ISIS's flag in his hospital room and stated that he felt good about what he had done. Fighting out of the Bronx with some hustle, lots of heart, and determination, Josue Vargas.
I was born for this.
The 19-year-old pro boxer is fighting for a while. He moved to the Bronx from Puerto Rico with his family when he was just 5 years old.
We had to make a better living, and my mom wanted to live great.
Like the champions on the wall of this boxing gym that have come before him, Vargas wants to reach the top.
After you throw those shots, make sure you give your angles.
And his trainer believes he can. He didn't nickname Vargas the Prodigy for nothing.
Since he was 9, 8 years old, you could see he was filled with raw talent.
Someone else also spotted that talent, and he just so happens to be an icon in the boxing world, Floyd Mayweather.
He was like, you got to spar one of my best fighters, which is Gervonta Davis. So we sparred, he told me spar, and he liked the way I did it with Gervonta Davis, and he said we got to talk some business.
That business was a proposition for Vargas to sign with Mayweather Promotions, which he did in May of 2016. Since he turned pro at 17 years old, Vargas has compiled 9 victories and only 1 loss because of a disqualification.
There's people that get knocked down and don't want to get back up and don't want to keep on fighting. I'm a warrior, I'm a tough fighter.
The southpaw who fights in the lightweight and super lightweight divisions is training for his next bout in January. And that's just another step closer in his pursuit to become champion of the world. In Castle Hill, I'm Anthony Carlo with your Best of the Bronx report.
The total for this one is $162.62.
10 families with hundreds of dollars worth of gifts on layaway, getting the surprise of their lives Tuesday morning.
I can't even breathe right now.
When hip-hop artist Chris Rivers, the son of the late rapper Big Pun, showed up. What happened next? Nothing short of a Christmas miracle.
Everything I had on layaway is paid off.
Oh my God!
Some reduced to tears.
I'm sorry.
While others opened their arms.
God is good.
Dropping the debt that had been weighing on their minds.
It's a big blessing, and that means my kids get to have Christmas the way they should have Christmas.
It was like $250 worth of stuff.
This customer calling home to tell her family that her gifts on layaway had just been paid off in full by Rivers and the rest of the layaway angels.
People just struggle so much for the basic little things, so to be able to give back and be involved to the capacity that I get to see these smiles and be, a part of it, it's a huge thing for me.
The nonprofit group Pay Away the Layaway, making days like this possible through donations.
Christmas miracle, you could say.
I think everyone should get into the habit of giving because you realize how fulfilling it is to not only make yourself happy, but to spread happiness to others.
The miracle happening on Giving Tuesday, a global movement to give back.
Nobody in this world could not tell me that God is not real.
On Bruckner Boulevard, Anthony Carlo, News 12 The Bronx. Bells rung out in University Heights Saturday as a sea of blue filled the streets for miles. The FDNY mourning the loss of its beloved sister, Yadira Arroyo.
She was an amazing woman. Our station will ever miss her. We lost a rock.
Yadi, as her family and friends called her, served the community as an EMT for 14 years, working out of EMS Station 26 in the Bronx. Now, the only thing left to remember her career by, a ceremonial helmet handed to one of her 5 heartbroken sons after her funeral mass. Her family says she lived to inspire others.
Your purpose has been accomplished, and I say farewell. You will always live in our hearts. We will never forget you.
The 44-year-old was killed on March 16th when police say 25-year-old Jose Gonzalez stole her ambulance and ran her over while he was high on drugs. Her death uniting the entire city, from Mayor Bill de Blasio to a New Yorker who says he was once under her care.
We know she represented the best of New York City.
It is just the compassion that asked me, am I all right? And then after everything, I seen her again, and she remembered my name.
Ironically, Arroyo's badge number was 2017, the year she died. That number was placed on the ambulance that carried her body.
Every time someone sees that ambulance, they'll be reminded of her loving touch.
Her legacy will continue as one of her sons is following in her footsteps as an EMT at her station. In University Heights, I'm Anthony Carlo, News 12.
It's not like in the movies or TV where it's laid out for you and there's a script and, you know, you could do it over. If you turn your back to the wrong person, you're dead.
Say hello to one tough cop who is still getting used to TV.
I had one job: stop these bad guys roaming the streets.
For 14 years, Ralph Friedman served the city as a police officer, spending part of that time working out of the 41st Precinct in the South Bronx. He excelled, racking up more than 2,000 arrests, 5,000 additional assists, and 219 department awards in an area that was not to be taken lightly.
In the 70s, it was the most violent area in the United States.
The 41st Precinct was nicknamed Fort Apache, a hotbed for murder, arson, drug dealing, and robbery. But Friedman, now 68, loved working there.
These are people that are violent and prey on the weak, on the disabled, on females, on kids. And it's a very good feeling taking them off the street. My name is Ralph Friedman, and these are my stories.
Now the retired detective is telling his war stories in a new Discovery Channel show called Street Justice: The Bronx.
We stuffed the refrigerator, planted it into the doorway.
One of those stories, a drug bust in which Friedman and his partner confiscated guns and more than 100 pounds of marijuana.
And then we crashed through the windows, and they all went running for the door, and obviously they ran into a refrigerator.
Friedman shot 8 perps throughout his career, 4 of them dead. That's where his tattoo, Justified 4 times, comes from.
Sometimes I had to take a life, you know, to save my own or my partner's.
Street Justice: The Bronx premieres on the Discovery Channel on September 19th at 9 p.m. You can buy Friedman's book, Street Warrior, on Amazon. From the Detective Bureau Bronx, I'm Anthony Carlo, News 12 The Bronx.